Hi and welcome. It is Iron Man time again, and as you can see down here we have got a free t-shirt with this delivery. It is a black t-shirt with an arc reactor on the chest. It's a bit to be honest. It's not the best in the world. I'm a little underwhelmed by it, got to be honest, but you know, it's a freebie, it's a free t-shirt. What can you say? And it's also got a hole in it. That's annoying. Right there. Which I've literally just this minute noticed, having just taken it out of the packet. And there you go. That's a bit disappointing, but hey. It has got this quite cool little Marvel official logo thing on the bottom. And it's a decent black cotton t-shirt, but yeah, a little bit underwhelming. But on with the build. So in this lot we have got four issues, as is the norm, and we have got the first two, which are 27 and 28, are the remainder of the left hand. So this is the back of the left hand, and then the next one is the front of the left hand with the light in the palm repulsor, and the two issues after that are the first part of the left knee. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So the parts are the back of the hand, the magnetic bit, which covers the battery hatch, and the joint, which is for the wrist, the ball joint, and the little finger of the left hand. Two sets of screws. We have DP and CP, designed for screwing into plastic. The first ones we're going to use a CP in the large joint of the finger, up here, and a DP in the small joint of the finger down here, and this makes up the finger, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Right at this moment in time we can't do anything else with these until we get the remainder of the hand, which of course is in the next episode, so of course we will be carrying on with it, but obviously you've got the wrist joint which sits in like so, got that finger there, and then of course we'll need the other fingers that we already have. So next magazine. As you can see here, we've got the remaining thumb and fingers and the little finger that we've just built, the back of the hand there, and then down here we've got the other parts that we need. We've got a set of screws. We've got 3 BM, 4 EM, 3 IP and 2 EPs. We've got the little battery compartment with the LED. We've got the magnetic switch cover and the momentary switch, and then the palm of the hand that everything fits into. So everything is present and correct. First thing, we need 2 BM screws. And the first thing we do is fit the translucent palm cover for the repulsor. Assembly on the back of the hand. So the little switch is fitted into this slot, which is preset for it, if I can get it to behave and do as it's told. With the ball socket part, which fits like so, and then this fits in. We need the back of the hand, and this aligns accordingly with the little hole for the switch and the 2 screw holes like so, making sure that the switch is in place, of course. And we fit this with 2 IP screws. Okay, so we need the thumb and the fingers. So these are numbered, that's 3L, so I need 2L. So that's 2, that's 3, that's clearly 4. And then of course the little finger is 5. The thumb is very obvious because it's a ball joint. Where does this little LED slot in? Oh, so I'm looking at the wrong bit. That's why that was confusing me. The LED is actually here, and this is just the board, of course, that controls it. So I was wondering how this was going to light it up if I fed this down here. It's obviously a little while since I built the other hand, which was very early on in the build, of course. So this squeezes down here. The thumb goes into here and stays put. If it's nice, come on, stay put, be nice. And we then fit the palm like so, which hopefully squishes together without trapping any wires. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good, excellent. And we fit this together with 2 EM screws. EM. So we've not used an EP yet. I suspect that one's going to be for the magnetic battery hatch cover. So 2 EM screws, of which we have 4, strangely. However, I'm not going to grumble. Spare ones are always handy. I want to make sure these are reasonably tight. That's very, very loose, that little finger. Oh, that's a little better. Oh no, wait a minute, there's 3. It does actually use 3. There's one at the back there which I missed. That would explain why we have 4 in the packet. Is to fit a battery. And interestingly, the magazine shows you to use a pair of what look to be metal tweezers, to insert the battery, holding the battery by both sides of the coin cell, which is a really, really bad idea. Please don't do that. Don't do that, that's a bad idea. Anyone who's ever fitted watch batteries will know this. It's just not, it's not advisable to use metal tweezers to hold both sides of a coin cell, as those are the negative and positive terminals respectively. Positive towards the spring. I'm just going to fiddle that in by hand. And etc. I also do other special effects on request. Please write your special effects sound requests in the comments below. We've got some bendy finger handy action with a wrist gauntlet shield thingamidoodah jobby. What's it? So we have a left hand, a complete left hand, complete with light. On to the next one. The left knee joint, part 1, we have got one side, which is metal, and we have got a ratchety kind of thing, which is also metal. Whoops, as you can hear, despite it kind of looking plasticky. So, with a bit of zooming, oh, we've got a couple of screws as well, because obviously what we're going to do is be fastening this onto this. So, let's pop over the instructions. So I'm going to put this over here. It drops down onto those posts, and then we're going to fasten that with 2 LM screws, which is good because the only screws that we happen to have are LM screws. So it would have been a bit of a nuisance if it had been some other number letter combination. So that's one of those. It kind of looks like possibly there's going to be another one at a later date. I'm assuming that one of them is going to be for the thigh bit and one of them is going to be for the lower leg, the calf bit, and that's it. That's this one. In this one we've got a now then, is that supposed to be there? We've got another metal bit which kind of looks plasticky. We've got a spring, quite a sturdy spring. We've got a small plastic friction washer, or just washer or what have you, and a joint of some description. This obviously is going to be fitted something like this, I'm guessing. We'll find out momentarily. Ah, no, that's supposed to be there. That's adhesive tape, apparently. That's quite interesting. It looks like a little piece of folded cardboard, which I almost discarded. It's a good job I didn't. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place this. Let's zoom in for you. We're going to place this onto here, and this is obviously what provides the friction. And then the spring is obviously going to bear upon that. I see. That's obviously the locky friction toothed bit. Yes, indeed. Next step is to pop this spring on the top of that. Get my brass tweezers. Let's not, you know, enough talking, some doing. Let's have a look. I was thinking that the adhesive tape would end up kind of stuck. And waiting for the next episode before I could use it, which is not the case, thankfully. So, these adhesive strips remind me of dial dots. And for those unfamiliar, dial dots are little pieces of double-sided sticky tape, very, very thin, small pieces of double-sided sticky tape, and they're used to secure watch dials where dial feet have broken off, or if you're replacing a watch dial onto something, onto a dial it was not intended to fit, and the feet do not fit. So what you would do is take the feet off, and then you would use dial dots to secure the dial in place. So should you find yourself losing your very, very small and surprisingly non-spare provided bits of adhesive, just go onto YouTube, go onto eBay and search for dial dots and buy yourself something really cheap, and they're really, really useful. This then sits onto here, and this bit, as you can see, has got this tab fits into this bit here, and this will then be secured with parts from a later edition. So that is where we are at so far. That is issues, magazines 27, 28, 29 and 30, and we have completed the left hand. We've started on the left knee. We're going to go and do the boring bit and flick through the magazine. Unless you're really into the comic book stuff, in which case it's not boring, it's cool, it's interesting. For me, it's the more boring bit. You know, it's as interested as I am in some of the story arcs and everything. I'm very much a fan of the movies, so the build for me of the Mark III suit is certainly more interesting. But enough of that, Right, let's have a look at the magazines. It is worth mentioning, of course, at this point, that not only have we finished the left hand, but of course we've also finished the left arm in previous episodes. So we can go ahead and assemble these, and these, of course, is a ball joint, and it is a press snap fit. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. Ow! This, of course, is a ball joint, and it's a press snap fit, albeit a rather fiddly one. So, a little bit tricky to keep the pressure on without the ball joint swivelling out of the way, but there we go. And I've almost just broken a finger doing that before, so, you know, do be careful. Do be careful. So, yes, there we are. We've now got a left hand, a left arm and a right arm, both complete, and of course complete with faulty arc reactor. That's what happens when you miss the button, etc. My Iron Man is now fully armed. Okay, let's do the magazine thing. So, episode 27, Thor Buster Armour. And we have got introduction bit. We have got Stark Solutions, Rumiko Fujikawa. Don't know who that is. We've got the buildy bit. You've seen that. We've got where we're at so far. Head, arms, foot. The politician, Mr. Stark, goes to Washington. And we have got, yeah, Tony Stark in Washington, apparently. Thor Buster Armour, Stark under the hammer. I see what they did there. So obviously this is a suit that Tony made to fight Thor for some reason. That's that one. Magazine number 28. We've got the Mr. T armour. That's a lot of gold, fool! Apparently it's the ablative armour. Very gold, very bling. Very bling indeed. Shiny, shiny. And introduction bit. And we've got some Gold Iron Man and Ant-Man fighting the Hulk, perhaps? I'm not sure. Something like that, looks like it. And we've got the build a bit, which of course you've seen. We've got Spider-Man team-ups, repulsors and web shooters. So Spider-Man and Iron Man team-ups. And Spider-Man in the Avengers. So we've got a bit of history of Spider-Man in there. Interesting stuff. And the ablative armour destruction test. I'm not sure what that's all about. It's kind of very funky looking. Down here it looks almost kind of biomechanical rather than mechanical. How strange. I have to read them, have a read on that and see what that's all about. Next one, we have got Iron Secretary armour. Armour designed specifically to take dictation, apparently. Number 29, we've got the intro bit. We've got some cartoony bits with Iron Man and Captain America. We've got the buildy bits, which you've seen, and it shows you where we are at with, obviously, the knee bit and added to what we already have. We've got Maria Stark Foundation, The Responsible Legacy, and we've got Thor, and we've got Cap, and we've got Iron Man, and we've got some story about that. We've got, what on earth is that? Mr. Beast. Who's Mr. Beast? Is that like Beast from X-Men? I'm not sure. It looks a bit more dog-like here. If it is, I'm not sure. But anyway, Iron Secretary armour, the best defence. So not entirely sure what that's all about, but hey, there you go. And it certainly doesn't look like he's taking dictation or typing letters, so I'm not sure what that's all about at all. And then we have episode 30, movie special issue, with a picture of the actual kit that we're building on the cover, which looks amazing. Amazing! The Heroic Age. A legendary gathering of heroes. So we've got some stills from the movies, the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier, Loki being typically Loki and despicable and likeable all at the same time. We've got Hawkeye, Black Widow and Cap. We've got Hulk, we've got Black Widow, we've got lots and lots of cool movie stills. We've got laser beams, sharks with frickin' laser beams. We have got knee bits, builder bits, which we've seen, and obviously again this shows you kind of where we are at. As you can see, this is the long bit's going to attach to the thigh, to the shin bit, and then the other bit's going to attach to the thigh bit. Avengers Assemble, return to the heroic age. So we've got an oddly young looking Thor sans beard there. Not sure what that's all about, but hey, there you go. So there's the Avengers. There's Spider-Man dangling casually from the ceiling, as one does. And what we got there? Okay, oh, that's Ultron apparently. I was trying to figure out who that was. There we go. Timeline Crisis. Yes, apparently that's Ultron. And that wraps up the magazines for this issue. If any of you would actually like a bit more detail about the magazines, please do ask, because what I can always do is do a kind of separate special video going into any of the details in any of the magazines, any of the issues that you wish. I tend to whiz through these because, as I say, they are of less interest to me than the build, because the build is what I'm getting this for. There we go. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.